Good morning. This is the BUIDL Daily Show live stream. I'm your host. All right. Hopefully, I have my microphone situation worked out now. Good morning. I'm George Donnelly. This is the BUIDL Daily Show, where we talk about building in the crypto space, because it's just after 10 years, like, aren't we just tired of all this hodling? So, let's see. Today, I want to talk about a bunch of things I came across online. First of all, I want to point out that I published a manifesto yesterday. I think really all, and if you can hear me or not hear me, and if you're, if you got any feedback on the quality of the stream, I'd certainly appreciate that. So, first off, I just want to point out I wrote a manifesto. I'm all about getting adoption in the developing world. I'm not the kind of guy who, is all about those corporations and government approvals. I'm actually kind of an anarchist. So, yeah, take a look. It's on read.cash, and let me know what you think. You can find the link on my Twitter at twitter.com/George Donnelly. So I want to talk about a few different things. Let's see. First up, I want to take a look at what they're doing with the petro over in Venezuela. Venezuela is a laboratory for cryptocurrency adoption. All kinds of interesting things going on. Local Bitcoin's volume. Supposedly Dash has something going on there. Bunch of interesting things. One thing that I find really interesting with the petro is they airdropped zero point 0.5 petros to 9 million of the socialist faithful over there. And you had people lining up. Here's a shot of people lining up to spend it. Not everybody, not everything was going quite well. Not everybody wanted to accept it or wants to accept it. Apparently, this place was accepting it. This is a significant chain, I think, in Venezuela. This photo is probably in Caracas. I don't know. I'm not sure. I rely on other people to teach me about Venezuela for the most part. And there is this interesting phenomenon where this government agency. Oh yes, this is the let's see, super superintendent. I guess is probably the superintendency would be the literal translation of fair prices. Yeah, so Venezuela has a like a department. Pretty sure it's a federal department for fair prices. Yeah, and so here you have people in the comments saying, now that the Petro's here and the Biopago, which is the like the point of sale hardware that are in a lot of shops, the merchants are raising their prices however they please. Watch out. Please send functionaries, financial or let's see, legal functionaries to do the verification. There's several comments like this. Also, people complaining that the Twitter account is not active enough. Um, let's see. Please, until when are the merchants of Corpo Centro in Agua Salud on Sucre Avenue gonna raise their prices for food? Saying go check them out. Yeah. I say this: articles that in past weeks had a fixed value in, maybe that she means dollars, now cost 15 and sometimes 30% more. I think that if you sell it in dollars, there shouldn't be a devaluation in dollars. So even the products that are priced in dollars, the prices are jumping. I find this very entertaining. There's also a couple, at least one Petro group on Telegram that is very, very interesting. Really, I can't overestimate, I think, the just the general interestingness of airdropping a crypto to 9 million people in the developing world, especially in a country in the interesting situation that Venezuela is in. So I'm trying to learn, and there's several others of us. I'll show you some of them that are trying to learn as much as we can. So this is really funny. This is that Federal Agency for Fair Prices. And so here on December 28th, they said functionaries of the Sunde, and looks like they're in La Guaira, which is, let's see, I think that would be the northern part of Venezuela, are in different establishments exhorting the merchants to use correctly the BioPago system to guarantee a Merry Christmas with the Petro. Seems like there's an implicit threat there. So, but look, so this is Guardia Nacional, so this is military, this is that government agency, and they're like, hey, merchant, you best accept the Petro and not raise your prices. Here's another one. This merchant looks, I know a lot of merchants in Venezuela kind of look like this, with their shelves stocked this way, and the meat in Colombia too, and the cooled refrigerated cases here. But I think this might be one of the places that accepts Dash. It looks really familiar. So another military guy, fair prices person. They're really laying the pressure on these merchants to accept the Petro. It's pretty nuts. Let's see, there was something else interesting that I came across, but I think it's a really interesting experiment, and because basically you have a nation state with all its power, all that it can bring to bear, browbeating merchants into accepting cryptocurrency. It's merchant adoption. It's, like, I don't know, the merchant adoption's Trail of Tears style. I don't know. So Mr. Hu is a really interesting guy. He is the lead developer at CoinTigo. Let's take a look at their Twitter here for a second. So CoinTigo is an SMS wallet that operates in a few different countries, but they're based out of Venezuela. They have a few different coins. I understand that they're going to be adding Bitcoin Cash pretty soon, but it's a very nice service, very mature. I like what these guys are doing. So Mr. Hu, who's a real developer whiz, he is looking at the Petro blockchain explorer. So if anybody happens to be watching this live, just let me know how my quality is, if you would. So yeah, let's take a look at this block explorer. So he's saying the block explorer is a bit of a mess. It has incomplete information. Yeah. So here's a block that, so let's say he said, look at this one. Now check the pub key details. That address seems a bit short, doesn't it? It's in that block. Yeah, I don't know. He has a better eye for these things than I do. But if you go to let's see. If you go to the main page of the Block Explorer, it doesn't list them. It just says the block height and the number of connections that it has here. So you have to. So let's go to this one. So you have to manually increment or de-increment in order to see. Damn it! I had this figured out at one point. Yeah, so you have to mess around a bit. Also, he says that he found some transactions, some blocks that were dated, old blocks timestamps from 1969. So, anyway, enough about the Petro. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever platform you're on, you can, if you're live, you can leave that, or afterwards. Yeah, if you're watching this afterwards, you can comment as well. So let's talk about other topics. So here's a thread I found kind of interesting. The always, I don't know, people who are defending tribalism. Yeah. Vin Armani always with his strong positions. Anybody who says tribalism is bad is immediately suspect in my book. There's a lot to be said for taking strong positions, but I don't know. Everybody's loyal to the people around them, people closest to them, right? But I mean, what is tribalism? Let's Google that, puppy. Tribalism. Behaviors or attitudes that stem from strong loyalty to one's own tribe or social group. See, the problem is not that, you take care of your own, whoever your own might be. Like, I don't know. Who isn't my own? I don't know. People who hate me. Those people are not my own. But even so, like, what's the role of empathy? Like, so if we just all fall into tribalism, and to take it to its logical conclusion, which is everything the guy next to me says is just fine and does. Like I saw this in the libertarian community a lot. People who were implicated in outright scams. People who would just say anything to appeal to people's tribalistic instincts, were constantly, great job, and and integrity be damned. I think that's one concern, so what's the opposite of tribal? Are integrity and tribalism at odds? I think sometimes they are. You look at contrarians. What do contrarians do? They go against the tribalistic status quo. I consider myself. I don't know. I'm frequently a contrarian. Like I see people like just as people are saying, I'll agree on something. Like I just want to offer a contrasting point of view, just to see what comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm after the truth. I'm not after forming a tribe and being like, yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're okay. We're all okay. Yeah. While we speed through the universe on a rock that could be blown up at any minute. Like what? That's like just a bunch of monkeys, holding each other's, whatever, just to make each other feel good. Like what? Like, I'm interested in something bigger. That's why I have a problem with tribalism. And there's a lot of tribalism in crypto. Jeez. I don't know. I got to say, I'm not really a big fan of tribalism. Yeah, maybe people outside my tribe can't help me as much. But And maybe it's not a question of like neutrals, whether you keep neutrals or you keep loyals, like, I don't know. I think truth has to be more important than tribalism. So by the way, if you want to call in, if anybody wants to call in, let's see, I'll open, you can Skype me. And let me just see if I can throw up. Let's see if I can throw up that the username to call. All right. So if you want to be, all right. So Skype is on. So not sure how to remove it. So maybe just call in. This is only while the show is live. If the show is not live, I'm not going to answer. So Skype, georgedonnelly.com. So if you want to call in, you want to harangue me, you want to share your ideas, you want to talk about your project, whatever's on your mind. So another thing, so I just want to talk about a couple more things, I think, because we're about, how far are we? We're about 16 minutes in. Yeah, I want to keep these shows kind of short in the beginning until we start getting guests. And if you'd like to be a guest, write me. Let me know. I'm going to start scheduling, I think, for next week. So there's this tendency with merchant solutions, and I saw this I've seen this expressed a few times. We can't do merchant adoption until we have a device or a service that enables the merchant to immediately cash out to fiat when getting paid in crypto. That's just patently false. At least in the developing world, everything I'm talking about is a developing world, right? I don't really care that much for the more developed world because I just don't see crypto being adopted there first. So, for example, when I started in May 2018 here in Medellin, Colombia, we did not have any such service. And in fact, we never did. We were developing one, and it may still be available. It's for Dash. Now Dash doesn't have anybody to use the damn thing. Good luck with that. But we never had it. Over about 16 months, we signed up about 1,304 merchants at least. And by the end, we still had 1,160. So we lost about 11% along the way. Most were due to businesses closing or changing hands. There are a few who, for whatever reason, their hands started to shake and they're like, oh my God, people could show up and they could clean out my whole store, and then I don't know what could happen, right? And it's understandable because, if you think about merchants, small businesses and whatnot, they have a huge investment in their inventory. And they need to be able to, the money that comes in, they need to be able to use that to replace inventory, to make good decisions about what to hold in inventory. Yeah. So, but so this idea that we have to, and this idea that in order to get a merchant, you have to have a device where, you pay and they never touch the crypto, and they immediately get fiat. I think this is the standard response is, well, let them do what they want. Let them have all the options they want. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why I say we need to train merchants to have a wallet and to accept their crypto there. That should be the default. You know what I'm saying? To have a wallet, to receive their crypto there, and then to decide what they want to do. Yeah, it's a little bit of an extra pain in the butt for the merchant, but if we're expending all this effort to get merchants, to pay for stickers, to pay for shirts, to pay for people are investing their time and taking risks and walking around and stuff, then we should be getting something out of it. And that what we're getting out of it is that they're learning. They're learning how to use this technology. I found that through this process, we learned so much. I dumped so much practical feedback on the wallets team at Dash, from just making people deal direct with the technology as it is now. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that like you get a merchant that has like 10 locations. All right, now you're starting to think like you need, especially one where there's multiple owners or even stockholders. Okay, now you absolutely need a device where it can go straight to fiat. You just need it, yeah, or a service that's online, maybe that has hundreds of thousands of customers or whatnot. So in those cases, yeah, sure, let's just go straight. Let's help them go straight to fiat without ever touching it. And then we'll just say, well, it's a convenience for spenders, right? But when you're talking small, medium-sized merchants, because also merchants that have multiple locations, they don't necessarily need this like BitPay-like solution off the bat either. Because what we can do is we can set up a point-of-sale software like Bitcoin Cash Register, and it can all they can all pay. You can have one at the branch over there, one at the branch over there, and they can all pay into the same wallet. And so the one guy, the operations guy, the owner, whoever it is, can manage his can have the crypto directly and can sell it regularly. Also, like these automated solutions, like centralized exchanges are a problem. They are a major problem in this space, and so we need to have more P2P liquidity. We need to see more. We need a bigger order book on local.bitcoin.com and other P2P exchanges like that. I'm not sure. I think we're a long ways away from connecting such a device to having an immediate cash out on a P2P exchange. I think we need a much larger order book. And so we need all these merchants, like we're not just thinking, we have to think about the whole flow of the system, not just the moment of paying. And we need to build the whole system. We need to get people onto places like Local Bitcoin. Anyway, localbitcoin.com. Let's see. So I think I'm just going to touch on one other topic, and then we will be done for the day. Yeah, so also on the topic of merchants, I came across this. I don't know, BSV. I don't know. I like their business focus, but I think they have a strong tribal thing going on. And I don't like the fact that Craig Wright came to Colombia and got a certificate from the Bogota City Council saying that he's Satoshi Nakamoto. That's, and I have seen a few people in BSV on Twitter being like, well, Craig is something other than us. Like we're doing our thing and Craig's doing his. So I almost wonder how long he's going to make it in that community, or how long until he's disowned. But this, I think, is a mistake. This is looks like it was mostly done in this poll in the BSV community. And who's more important to onboard? Individuals, small businesses, startups, or big companies? And big companies won overwhelmingly. And here's the problem I have with big companies is, you have to expend a major effort. You got to suit up, You got to have presentations. You got to wine and dine. You know, getting in there and getting talking to decision makers is a Byzantine proposition. And then at any time, they can just cut you right off without really saying anything. And then what has all your effort come to? You know what I'm saying? So I think this is also, like if you look at Bitcoin Cash, we're more kind of anarchistic, voluntarist types, whereas BSV is more like minarchist, Republican. The cognac with the cigar in the the old style den or library, home library. So that this is an answer that makes sense for their community culture. But I think I don't see big companies leading the charge on this. And also this is kind of part of the same thing as companies that start up and they're like, all right, we're going to do the whole KYC AML thing. We're just going to do it to the nines. We're going to do everything the government wants. We are going to kiss their butt from top to bottom. Like, where is that getting you? Where's that? I don't understand where that's taking anybody. We need to think. We are still small. This whole space is still small. We need to think like gorillas. And I'm not talking silverbacks. I'm talking about like, the guys who hide out in the mountains and they attack when it's to their benefit. We need to be thinking strategically, Sun Tzu. We need to be building up from small, and that's why I think small businesses. It's small businesses and remittance senders. That's really, I think, where the meat is, the next step on the ladder. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end the show there. Thanks so much for listening. I'm doing this every weekday at 8 a.m. New York time. If you would like to join me at any time, you can Skype in at georgedonnelly.com. That's my Skype username. And I will see you again next week. Keep wheedling.